Hello everyone, I am your produce guy. You know, growing up and even as an adult, I thought the only way you could get cream of mushroom soup was by getting it out of a can or maybe buying it at a restaurant. I had no idea you could make it fresh at home, and it's so easy. So that's what we're going to do today, is make some fresh cream of mushroom soup. This is one of the favorite items. We have a family tradition of a buffet on Christmas Eve where we gather all the family together and we eat all kinds of delicious foods. This is the #1 requested food from my family for the Christmas Eve buffet. Even better than those sweet meatball things we have. So, we've got the ingredients here. Let me run through them real quick. You will need some lemon juice, a cube of butter, 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour, a pound of fresh white mushrooms. I've got some salt and pepper back here, a small onion, a cup of cream, 3½ cups of water, and some bouillon cubes. You could use 3 bouillon cubes, or I'm using this liquid chicken bouillon here. So we're going to go ahead and put together our fresh cream of mushroom soup. Alright, our first step is we've rinsed off these mushrooms. We're going to pull the stems out. That's just rock it back and forth to get your stem out. Now, if you want, you can cut the tough end of the stem here, but these mushrooms are so fresh and have been cut so recently that the stem just looks terrific. Now, you don't throw the stems away because we're going to use them in the recipe. But first thing is, pull all the stems off of these mushrooms. Alright, next step, once the stems have been removed, is to slice the mushrooms. Now you can slice these guys by hand with a knife, but I've got this hard-boiled egg slicer where it makes nice uniform slices of these mushrooms. That means they'll cook all uniformly, and so I do like doing this. It helps speed up a little bit the process. Look at that right there. Out it comes. Next one in. You'll notice that I've got mushrooms that fit right in this. I had the option at the store of getting the larger mushrooms that were not in the package already. I chose these smaller mushrooms because you get more mushrooms in your soup. If you had bigger slices of those big mushrooms, it's harder to fit on a spoon. And so these will be just very nice, and they'll be spread more evenly throughout the soup. Alright, now I've got my small onion here, and we're just going to slice this into rounds. There we go. And just slice it into rounds, fairly thin, just like that. Now we've cut them into rounds like this. I've cut them somewhat thin. That's for ease of cooking. You can see the end of it. I just kind of chopped it a little bit. I want it to be somewhat uniform so it'll cook it all about the same time. We're going to blend this up in the end, and so the integrity of the onion is not as important as being able to cook it all at the same time and get it evenly cooked. Okay, we're going to start now with our cube of butter. That goes into our pot, and we're on some medium-high heat here, already on the heat. We'll get that melted and browned all at once. I'm going to add to that some teaspoon of lemon juice, and we're using fresh lemon because fresh is best. To that, we add the mushrooms. In they go, and we give them a good stir here and let them cook down a little bit. Now you'll notice that I'm using the white button mushrooms here. You can use the cremini mushrooms, those baby portobellos. I've done that as well, and that works in there. I think I prefer, and everyone prefers, these mushrooms, a little milder flavor, which goes with the cream. So that's why I chose these for today. But there certainly are lots of other options. Okay, our mushrooms are now cooked and tender. Now what we need to do is this juice, we've got to leave as much of this juice in the pot as we can for our next batch of stuff. So we're going to use a slotted spoon here. You can see that juice dripping off, beautiful. And just remove our mushroom slices from the pot. Alright, we've got our mushroom slices out of the pot. We're going to drop our stems in, and we're going to keep this on the medium-high heat. And then here's my onion, again cut into rounds there, just slices, just like that. And in it goes. Now we're going to cook this until the onion is tender. So just kind of get that down in that nice mushroom and butter juice that we've got. And this will take us a few minutes here. Okay, while we've got the onions on to cook, I'm going to mix up my bouillon here. 1 teaspoon is equal to, approximately 1 cube of bouillon. So we're just going to kind of eyeball this here. A little bit extra in there maybe, that wouldn't hurt us at all. We'll get this stirred up because it's going to be, when it's time for this, we'll need it ready. We've used 3 teaspoons of the bouillon concentrate here, which is equal to 3 cubes of bouillon, and I've maybe been a little bit generous too. So we'll stir that in, and our onions are going to be done in just a minute. Our onions are getting there. They're not quite all the way tender. Now we're not going to caramelize these things at all. They're just cooked through until they're soft and tender, because the next stop for these guys is going to be the blender. Okay, now I've got my bouillon all mixed up right here. It's ready to go. We're going to be called on to use that here very shortly. This next step is pretty critical. We've got our onions all tender and they're ready to go. Now is our 1/3 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. This is going to be the thickening agent in the soup. We're going to put this in, and for the next 60 seconds I'm doing nothing but stirring this mixture right here. The heat reacts with the flour and causes a chemical reaction and browns it. Also will act as a thickening agent here. You can see how that's just soaked up the moisture that's in there. We'll brown that, and then it'll be time for our bouillon. Okay, we've been about 60 seconds in there, and now here comes our bouillon. Now we're going to stir this in slowly. We're not going to dump it all in at once. We're going to do it in some little batches here. Just kind of stir this and work that browned flour into the mixture. Oh, there we go. A little bit more. And we just keep on stirring this so that it all gets mixed in. Okay, we get our last pour in there. All that bouillon mixed up nicely. We'll keep on stirring this. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit because I've got higher volume now in the pot, and this will thicken up just a little bit as we keep stirring it and working it here. Okay, we've got it. It's thickened up, ready to go. We're going to put this mixture into the blender now. Now for a regular blender, you probably want to put about half of the mixture in, but being as we've got this high capacity blender here, I think I'm just going to go with all of it right in there. So half if you got a regular blender, one of these big fancy ones. Why we just need one batch, I think. All right, here we go. Go. All right. Oh, look at that. Smooth broth right there. Put that right back into the pot. All that good flavor from the stems, the onions, all blended up in there. Oh, man. Beautiful. Okay. It's easy street from here on. Put our mushrooms back in. get that fire going on that again. 2 more ingredients. Let me grab my salt and pepper, which I guess are 1 ingredient in my mind. Salt and pepper and our cream. Teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. That goes right in there. We'll give that a little stir. And then, for the best part here, I get 1 cup of cream, just one of these little cartons. Look at that. Now this is whipping cream. You can use heavy cream in this as well, but whipping cream works just fine. Stir that up. And you are done. Done, I say. Alrighty, we're going to let that heat for just a minute. Not very much. I'm going to turn it way down. Just keep it warm. And we're going to serve this up in a couple of minutes. Alright, here is our finished product. Oh my gosh, smells so good in here. What a delight. Let me just serve up a couple of ladles there, and we're ready to go with that. Look at that. Just like downtown. Well, now for the final, of course, taste test to make sure that it's turned out right. Oh, that is perfect. Oh, creamy, fresh mushroom. Oh, that's delicious. The kids are going to go nuts for this, just like they do every year at the Christmas Eve buffet. Oh boy, I'm so excited to share this with you. Here is your very own homemade fresh mushroom soup that maybe you thought you could only get it out of a can. No way. Fresh is best. It's better to make it here at home. And it wasn't that hard, was it? Very, very simple. Thanks so much for being with us. Be sure to go to YourProduceGuy.com to see more mushroom videos and all of our videos that are located there. We're so happy to have you with us. Reminding you once again that fresh is best. I'm your Produce Guy. We'll see you next time. Yummy. I've got to show you this thing. It says in about a week, mushroom pins develop. Look at these things. I've got mushrooms busting out all over this log already. Look at that. Isn't that great? This is Thursday from Sunday. Terrific. So this thing is really starting to go. We'll keep you updated. Now this is what we've been waiting for. These beautiful, mature shiitake mushrooms. Look at that.